What's going on? She is a
Okay, so we will be doing our homework and then we will go into dividing polynomials. Okay, so let me go to a new share and see if I can find that, what I'm looking for. Okay. Let's see if you see it. You probably don't, but anyway, we'll see. Do you see the homework?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's the top.
Let me go here. Okay. See it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Multiply, divide, and factor in polynomials. Okay. So we're starting here with our homework. And thanks to Latoya and Audrey, who set their homework and did very well. Latoya got her bonus correct. She only missed one problem on the degrees, right, Latoya? And since she and Audrey did the work, I will have them help teach the class. All right. Hello, Maureen. You on mute? Maureen. Maureen, you're on mute.
Okay.
Okay, we missed you on the last class.
Yeah, I was getting my hair braided. I didn't even finish yet.
I know it takes
Yeah.
longer than you think. Don't worry. Well, Mercedes held it down. She did very well on the problems. Make sure you look at the YouTube. We recorded it. Okay, let's start. Which of the, oh, Maureen, make sure you check your email. You're getting an important message from the 1199 managers. They're doing a survey. They want to know, do you want to continue Zoom? You want a hybrid, partially Zoom, in person, whatever. And it's very important to answer. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, hello,
afternoon.
Vanessa. Vanessa, you heard what I said about the email. Make sure you check your email and respond back. They're sending surveys. The surveys will determine how we will do our classes in the fall. Okay.
Okay.
So that's very important. All right. Number one, Audrey, which of the following is a quadratic polynomial? Audrey, what's the answer?
Answer is B.
And why? B is correct, but why is B the answer? Tell me why.
I can't remember no.
Quadratics have what? Vanessa, you remember?
Yes,
What do quadratics have that linear does not have?
it has the power.
Has the power of what?
The what do you call it? X to the second power, or you say
What's the power? The number?
how it's what?
It's always a square.
Square.
Yeah. Quadratics have at least a square power.
Yes.
Something raised to the second power. All right. The 3 is cubic, right? The x to the third, that's cubic. And the other ones are linear, x to the 1, x to the 1. So variable to the 1 power, then it's a linear. So
Yes.
that's how Audrey knew that B was the answer, because it's x to the second power plus 2.
Mhm.
Mercedes, you okay?
I'm yes. I'm
Did you
okay.
answer that one?
No,
Yes.
I was doubtful. I leave it.
Maureen, did you answer number 1?
Yeah,
Okay, you didn't send me any work.
no.
Okay. Number
I'll
2.
be able to say something next because I'm getting ready to leave by tomorrow afternoon. I'll be back in New York 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll set your homework for the Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, number 2, Latoya. You're on mute.
Yeah,
Number 2, what is the
I'm right
answer?
here.
What's the answer?
13 and 11. 13 and 11.
Yeah. Two
Yeah,
numbers, you
that's
add them, you get 24, and you multiply them, you get 143. Product is a result of multiplication. So
Yeah, I got it.
Latoya knew she added 13 and 11. She got a sum of 24. She multiplied 13 by 11 and she got 143.
In the bush.
There's your answer. Answer
Is,
A.
yeah, I got two.
I got that one, miss.
Mercedes, you had that one correct?
Oh, Maureen.
Very good. Wonderful. Okay, now
Hi,
let's go
Latoya.
to greatest common factor. Maureen, number 3.
Oh, I really didn't do that.
You really didn't do that. Mercedes, number 3.
No, I didn't do that
Let's
one.
see. I think
The
I get out.
greatest common factor of the
Mhm.
term. So you can do it right now. Look at the
Nice.
R, look at the S, pick the lowest power of each, and what do you get?
Yeah.
9, 5, 9.
So you get.
9 to the 4. So right.
Maureen, I'm talking to Maureen. I should only hear Maureen
Okay.
talking.
The lowest is,
Maureen,
yeah,
what's the greatest common factor of these two terms?
okay, 9, 5, and 4.
Which one has the lowest power of R? This term or this term?
The third term, RS4,
They're all, well,
that's the lowest term.
One.
it's only 2 terms here.
Yeah.
R to the minus R to the 9th x to the s to the 5. That's a
Uh-huh.
term, and then minus RS to the 4th is a term.
Um,
Now, of these 2 terms, which one has the lowest power of R? Lowest exponent.
RS4,
Yeah, because that's R to the 1. Which one has the lowest power of S?
RS4.
So what's the greatest common factor?
Look over the RS4.
So A, B, C, or D?
See.
Answer C.
Oh, I had it right, man. but I didn't
Mercedes,
know.
good, you had it right?
Yeah.
Mercedes, you have that one?
No, no,
What happened?
I couldn't remember to figure it out.
Yeah, you look at the
I got
2.
that right.
Look at the 2 terms. R to the 9, R to the 1. R to the 1 is lower, right? S to the 5, S to the 4th. S to the 4 is lower.
Yes.
Okay, so you look at the choices. R to the 1, S to the 4. That's the greatest common factor. That means when you take this factor and multiply it by some term, you get back the first term, or if you multiply it by a term, you get back the second one. Okay. Number 4, Audrey. What's the answer? Number 4. Greatest common factor of these
4 is
terms.
C.
So you got
C.
C. Anybody got something different?
I got C.
I got
Okay,
C
you got
too.
C.
Mhm.
Okay,
I got C too.
all right. Because you take C, 4 goes into 12 and 4 goes into 8, right?
4 goes into 8.
Okay, D lowest, E lowest, F to the 2nd,
Yes.
and G to the 1. Okay. The highest power of the variable in a polynomial is called what, Mercedes? Number 5.
I didn't answer that. Man.
What?
I remember the answer to that.
The highest power of the variable in a polynomial is called what of the polynomial?
I don't remember.
Vanessa, are you there?
Yes, Miss Barbara.
What would we call the highest power of the variable in a polynomial?
I know.
I asked
Function.
Vanessa,
I know, but I didn't tell you the answer.
Okay,
I don't
Maureen.
remember.
Well, what is it, Maureen?
A degree.
Degree. Very good.
Excellent. Thank you, Maureen.
It's called a degree.
Degree.
For instance, look at this term. What's the degree on this term, Mercedes? 12D F to the second G. What's the degree? Mercedes,
I'm not sure I understand the question.
what is the degree of this term?
Like 4.
2, 3, 4. You add up all the powers, E to the 1, F to the second, G to the 1, that gives you 4. So the degree would be 4. Very good. Okay. All right. Number 6, multiplication of a polynomial. And you multiplying minus 2x times this whole expression, 2x to the second minus 3x plus 4. Audrey, what is your answer?
My answer is B.
Answer is B. Let's see. Minus 2x times 2x to the second is minus 4x to the third. Minus 2x times minus 3x, like signs give you a plus, that's 6x to the second. And then a minus 2x times a plus 4 is a minus 8x. Everybody get that answer?
I got A. Almost got it.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
That was good, good.
Maureen, did you have that one?
Yeah.
Okay. That's just multiplication of polynomials, right?
Miss,
I know,
go
so
back.
it
Can I
was-
just
so I
repeat
know it
that?
was an X because of multiplication.
Mercedes, you had a question?
Yeah, can you please repeat? You did it a while ago.
Okay,
I had B.
let me just
Oh,
shake
then
this.
look at B.
All right.
I had B plus B, and then change it.
Okay. Now, Mercedes, you multiply the minus 2x by everything in parentheses. So this becomes minus 2x times 2x squared. Right? Let's
Yes.
just put that there.
I get that wrong.
To the third power.
And let me just close the parentheses, right? Okay. And then you multiply the minus 2x times the minus 3x, right? Okay. Let's just put that there. Minus 2x times the minus 3x. Okay. Thank you, Cameron. So this will be a minus 3x. Let's just put that in parentheses. Minus 3x. Okay, and then a minus 2x times a plus 4. Okay, let's just put that here. Minus 2x, and let's put, this is a 4 here. So you multiplied it by every term within the parentheses. Right, Mercedes?
I
So
did,
what's,
but I just want to see what the error I made.
okay, so what's a minus 2x times 2x squared, Mercedes?
That would be 4x to the third.
Minus.
Minus 4x to the third power. Sorry.
Okay, so minus, what's a minus 2x times a minus 3x?
6x.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
That would be 6x to the second power.
That's right, minus times minus is plus. What's a minus 2x times 4?
And that would be minus 8x.
That's right. So where did you go wrong?
I choose A as my
You choose what?
A.
Yeah, but you just told me it was a plus. This is a minus.
Yes, that's what I
Minus times
like.
minus gives plus. Remember,
Yeah.
like signs multiply to give you plus.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I do it, but I said I bet you the sign of it didn't
Yeah.
get it.
Just remember your sign rules. Minus times minus is plus. Plus times plus give plus.
Okay.
Like
all right.
signs multiply to give you
Okay.
plus. like signs divide to give you plus. Hello, Chastity.
Hi, good afternoon. How's everyone?
All right.
Good evening.
Mercedes, any questions? Number 6?
No, thank you. Got it.
All right. All right. Number 7, Vanessa.
Yes, Ms. Farmer.
Number 7. Let me just put it on the other
Oh,
screen.
yeah, wrong there. B plus.
Audrey, I think you didn't do that one, right?
No, you got it wrong. 'Cause it
Oh,
had
you,
B.
okay, you did it wrong. Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
so,
I divide, I subtract the, 2.
all right, Vanessa, B squared minus 49. What is that equal to?
B squared.
48.
What is that equal to?
B squared.
What do you have to multiply? You just put, you're gonna multiply 2 terms to get that. So what do you think you multiply? What goes in those parentheses?
B.
B and what else? So you have a
One.
B here, and what else, Vanessa?
7 is 7.
Yep, you have a 7. Very good. Okay, so you have a B, and you have a what?
Minus
Minus
7.
7. Okay, and what about the next parenthesis? What would you have?
B plus 7.
Very good. Okay, Vanessa, B plus 7. All right.
Division is multiplication.
Okay, so that's what the factoring of this gives you. Because if you take B, and I'm going through FOIL the next time so you can see, because you'd have a minus 7B and a plus 7B that adds to 0.
Robert, you make it a little bigger.
Okay,
Having me playing, so let them carry on.
all right, let me just put this here. And let's put this under here.
So come on, God, you just-
And under here, this is B plus 7. I'll make it bigger as soon as I put these in. Plus 7. And over here, B plus 7. Okay. Now, once we have this, Vanessa, what do we get from this? Okay, let me just. Okay. Now, Vanessa, this is what I have on the right.
Okay.
B minus 7 times B plus 7 divided by B plus 7. What is that equal to, Vanessa?
So therefore you do an elimination.
Okay, so what do we get left?
So when you eliminate B plus 7, which is, so therefore you would left with parentheses B negative 7, close
Yeah,
parentheses.
yeah. B, well,
Minus six,
you
right.
could put the parentheses, but you don't have to.
Okay.
Okay. B, so you're left with B minus 7. So the answer is what, Vanessa?
C.
Very good. Did everybody get that one correct?
I would like to make it a little bigger, sir. I can't
do
see
it
anything
better.
here.
Okay, Audrey. Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger for you. Okay, Audrey.
All right, that's a little better.
Let's see, let me. Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay, so B
B
to the second minus 49 factors into, Vanessa said, B minus 7 times B plus 7. But notice you can cancel out these because B plus 7 over B plus 7 is 1. So this, let me just put this here.
So we got over the other side.
So those cancel out, okay? And what you left with is B minus 7. Audrey, do you see it? Audrey,
Yes.
you see where you went?
B minus
How did
7
you go wrong on
second.
this?
Oh, no.
Well, you had to factor b squared minus 49, and Vanessa gave you the two factors. But one is common to the denominator here, right? So this whole thing cancels out. B plus 7 over b plus 7 is 1. And 1 times b minus 7 is b minus 7. So your answer is C. See?
Okay, so that was wrong.
Questions?
You know, I had that first and then I wrote it wrong. I had it right, you know.
You had it
And then I
right?
changed it. Yeah, I
Why
tell
you
you, then I
cha-
changed it.
Why you change
Yeah.
it?
Because I think it was wrong.
Miss, why,
Okay.
why do you use two different signs?
Huh?
What's your question?
Why you use different sign? I don't understand that little part. I
mean-
understand the reason why you divide up the 49, because 2 7 is 40. But how you do?
It's a negative.
What's b times b?
0.
Mercedes? B times b. I didn't say b added to negative b. What's multiplication? What's b times b, Mercedes?
B to the power.
I'm sorry, I don't hear you. You're breaking up.
B to the second power.
B to the second, right? So I got b to the second. All right. But now, and then minus 7 times plus 7 is minus 49. But a minus 7 times b is a minus 7b. A 7 times b is a plus 7b. And a plus 7b and a minus 7b gives you 0. Now, while we're here, let me see if I can bring up, I had a, because I noticed is, let me see if I can. Share. Let's see if I can. All right. Do you see the using FOIL? Oh, here we go. Right here. Let me see. Okay. Do you see using FOIL?
Yes.
All right. FOIL is a mnemonic for first, outer, inner, last. Now, and I noticed some of you don't seem to understand FOIL. I think I heard Audrey said she didn't understand it. First, you see the first, right? A and C. The last, B and D. The inner, B and C. The outer, A and D. Is that clear to everybody?
Yeah.
Mercedes, is that clear?
Yes, yes, I can see it.
Okay, now I applied it to an actual example here. So Mercedes, what are the first terms here?
The first, where are you?
Right here,
Okay.
over on the right.
Okay.
What are the first terms?
Is 3 to 6.
3 and 6. So we multiply 3 times 6, we get 18. What are the outer?
Order 7 times 2.
2x. Let me just put a
2x.
let me
7.
just put the asterisk here because we have an x for the. We had an x for the. Trying to use the asterisk. It's not letting me use it. But the x here is for multiplication. The x here is for the 2x. 3 times 2x is 6x. What are the inner, Mercedes?
Okay. The inner was 3 to 6.
No, inner, right here.
Where are you?
Inner,
Okay, yes. 7 to 2.
7x.
7x is 2x.
No, inner. Look over here, B and C.
Oh,
This term and this term. So 7x and 6 are the inner.
okay.
They're inner, right? It's nothing inside of these two. So 7x and 6, 7x times 6 is 42x. What are the last, Mercedes? The last terms. You're breaking up.
7x and 2x.
The last term, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, Mercedes. What are the last terms?
The last term is, where is it now? 7x,
And what else?
2x.
Yeah, 7x and 2x. And 7x times 2x, 14x to the second. So you just put these all together, 18 plus 6x plus 42x plus 14x to the second. You got it?
Oh, and that's the answer.
Yes, that's the answer.
Oh, I have to go.
I had that, but I can't write it. I don't know how to do it, right?
Audrey, do you understand now how you do the FOIL?
But she said you get 6. Let me hear that answer again.
The answer 18 plus 6x plus 42x plus 14x to the second. That's what we got for the first, the outer, the inner, and the last terms. Just put them together and that's your answer.
Okay.
Who has background talking? Maureen, is that you?
Yes, Miss Barbara, sorry.
Go to mute when you're talking to somebody outside. Any questions on FOIL? Any questions?
Certainly going to practice.
Mercedes?
I'm certainly going to practice.
Yeah, but you got a nice diagram to follow here.
Yes.
Identified your first, identified your inner, identified your last and your outer. Because it's a nice, neat way of multiplying terms like
Miss
this.
Barbara, which number is that?
No, I'm going into an explanation of FOIL.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
because I noticed
Oh,
I gave you questions that you could use FOIL for, and Audrey, you didn't do one of them, and I think it's because you said you didn't understand FOIL. Now you understand
I
it,
know.
Audrey.
I know. Yeah, I did it already, but you know, I already that was how I.
Do you have any questions on? Well, no, you didn't do that one that had.
It's a few of some that I didn't do.
Yes, but there was one that had an application of FOIL, and you didn't do it, and I was thinking maybe because you
There's a lot of
didn't.
them that I didn't do.
Okay, but do you understand how you use FOIL?
Yes,
Okay. All right.
yes.
So, all right.
Because I
So
have book series
let's,
that I already done.
all right. Let's go back to our homework. Okay. Now let's go to, this is another multiplication, polynomial multiplication. So let's do this one. Okay, this is a multiplication.
Miss Barbara,
Yes.
for a question like that that just says multiply, how do you know what are they asking for?
What, the multiply right here?
Yeah.
Okay, you take the term outside and multiply it by every term in the parentheses.
And that's a polynomial?
Yes, polynomials. These
You
are
understand what I'm saying? Because it says multiply and then like, okay, multiply, like what is this? This is why I get confused.
okay, multiply. That means 3x to the fourth is multiplied by everything in the parentheses. You got it?
Okay.
So that means you could break it up if you like. You could say 3x to the fourth times minus 2x squared. 3x to the fourth times plus 2x. 3x to the fourth times minus 1. So
Okay.
3x to the fourth times minus 2x to the fourth. 3 times minus 2 is a minus 6, right? What do you do when you multiply exponents? You add them. So 4 plus 2 is 6. So you know this first one will be minus 6x to the 6. right there.
Yeah.
You could just really stop there, right? Because
Okay.
that's the only one with a minus 6x to the 6. But let's just keep going. What's a 3x to the 4th, Chastity, times a plus 2x? What's 3 times 2?
6x.
Okay. And you have an x to the 4th and the x to the 1. So what would be x to the 4th times x to the 1?
That would be 6x to the 5th.
That's right, because you add the 4 and the 1. So there's your 6x to the 5th. Now let's go to the 3x to the 4th times a minus 1. 3 times a minus 1 is a minus 3, and we just have x to the 4th.
Okay.
So your answer would be what?
That would be B.
That would be B. Okay.
So you get where you get your 6 to the 5th? I thought I
Okay,
heard
3, you have 3x to the 4th times plus 2x, Mercedes. What's 3 times 2, Mercedes?
6.
6. What's x to the 4th times x?
Oh Lord, that's what I get that part.
Add the powers, right? 4 plus 1.
5.
Okay, so your answer is B.
That's what I get that one wrong. That's the little part I got wrong. So I did A.
Okay,
minute.
so your answer B. You got it, Mercedes?
No, miss, I made a mistake in the middle.
Oh, when you multiply the 3x to the
Yeah,
4th
I
times the
forgot.
2x?
Yes, I forgot the 1x.
Oh yeah, when you don't see a power, it's 1. So you add the 1 to the 4 and you get the 5. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Any questions? Number 8. Number 9, Chastity. How would you solve number 9? Now remember, division of powers, you subtract the exponents, right?
Subtract.
Yes, division of powers, you subtract them. Multiplication, you add. So your x is going to be what, Chastity? Let's see, what would your x be if you subtract? X to the 7th divided by x to the 4th. You're going to have the 7 minus the 4. What would that give you?
That's x to the 3rd.
X to the 3rd. Now there's only one answer here that has x to the 3rd. So
That's
what
D.
answer is that? D. And 9 over 2 is 4.5, right? Which is the
Yeah.
same as 4.5. So your answer would be
D.
D. Questions?
How do you deduct the 9 minus 2? Isn't it 9 minus 2?
Where do you see a 9 minus 2?
No, it's not there. But what I'm saying, how do
That's
you
9
4.5?
divided by 2. Numerator
Oh.
over denominator is a division,
Okay, got it.
right?
Yeah.
So 9 over 2, let's just put it here. 9
Oh, so you
divided by
divide.
2 equals 4.5, or 4.5.
Okay.
That
Oh,
bigger.
when you like that, miss you divide.
That's
I
the
also-
9. mean.
What did you say, Mercedes?
When you see it like that, you divide.
Well, when you see a numerator over denominator, that's saying numerator divided by the denominator.
So what do you do with the,
The powers,
yes,
division of powers, you subtract them. So that would be x to the 7th over x to the 4th, x to the 7 minus 4, which
Yeah.
gives you x to the 3rd.
oh, I see.
Subtract the powers in division, add the powers in multiplication.
Okay, thank you.
Question? So with Chastity, when she subtracted a 4 from a 7, she got an x to the 3rd. And actually, that's the only answer that has x to the 3rd. So you could just stop right here and pick out D. but 9/2 is 9/2. 9/2 is 4.5, and that's 4.5. Because this could have been written as a mixed number. Suppose your choices were mixed numbers, that would be 4.5, like that. Okay. Questions number 9. Any questions? Okay.
No.
All right, so let's go to number 10. Number 10 is another multiplication. Let me just bring it over here. Okay. All right. Maureen, are you there? She's on mute. Mercedes, number 10. Maureen, are you there?
Yeah, Miss Barbara.
Okay. Now, this multiplication, you can use FOIL, right?
Oh, right,
Right.
there.
Can you use FOIL on this one? Sure.
No, I can't even figure it out, Miss Barbara. 'Cause I don't even understand first.
I just went through it. You weren't on.
I know, yeah, but still. Yeah.
What are your first 2 terms here, Maureen? Look at these. There's a term, there's the terms, well, actually term. But the first parenthesis expression is 3x to the second plus 4. The second one is 2x plus 8. So for FOIL, the first terms are 3x to the second and 2x. All right, so let me just take this, Maureen. You tell me what this is equal to. So let's just take 3x to the second,
And 6.
and let's take, let's just put that in parentheses. And let's put this, sorry.
No, yeah, finish it.
Okay, let's put this in parentheses. I don't want it there. Okay, let me put this here. Put this in parentheses. Okay, so the first terms are 3x to the second times 2x, right, Maureen? You tell me what that's equal to. What is that equal to, Maureen?
X.
What?
X.
What's 3 times 2?
6.
6. What's x to the second times x to the first? Add the powers. What do you get, Maureen?
2.
2 plus 1 is what?
3.
3. You got to add the powers. This is a 2, this is a 1. So you get 6x to the third. Now that's your first. Okay, so that's first. Okay. FOIL. First, F, right? Now we're going to outer, Maureen. What are your outer terms? Maureen?
Terms is 3 and 2.
Outer?
No. The other is
3x to the second and 8.
3 and 8. Oh.
Okay, so let's just copy this, and we're gonna do the outer.
6x plus 12x and 7 plus 24x.
Okay, so 3x to the second times, and here this will be an 8, right, Maureen? So that's an 8. What is that equal to?
24.
24 what?
X.
24 is x to the power 2.
That's right, 24x to the power of 2. So this would be, let's just put that there. Put a 2 here. Okay. Take
Oh
out
my
the
goodness.
3, okay?
I got the antenna going out line.
So we-
Where did I want? I want me to do that. Hmm.
Okay, so that's a 2. Let's just take the 3 out. Okay. It's going back to my 2.
X divided by in the part. X 2.
Let's see, let's put this here. 24x to the second.
And what's
Okay, let me put here equal, okay, 24x. And that would be to the second.
Yeah,
Okay, let me
Okay,
just
okay.
copy this and just do it this way. 24.
Miss
and then
Barbara,
just-
excuse me a minute, some person that I door to me.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, Maureen. 24. Okay. Okay, so this would be our outer. So let's put foil first, outer. Okay, okay, Mercedes. Maureen had to leave, so you're gonna help her out, right? What is the inner? FOIL. What are the inner here? What would we write?
And it would be 4 2
Be 4 times 1?
4 2
Yes.
8
Let me just copy this down. That's right. Would this be 4 times what?
4 times 2x. 4 times 2x.
What would it be, Mercedes?
8 8
Inner would be what? You said
4
4.
4
Okay,
times
so let's put the 4.
2x,
And it's times 2x. What would that be equal to?
8x.
8x. Okay, there we go.
I messed up.
Okay,
I didn't finish it now.
now
That's
8x,
what I
no
did.
power on the x. Let me just put this here.
X.
And this is FOIL, first,
Yeah.
outer, inner. I think I'll start using the caret for the powers. Okay, so 4 times 2x is inner. Now, FOIL. Mercedes, what's the last terms? What are the last
Yeah.
terms?
If
And but
Okay,
Miss
Yes,
Barbara,
it's-
last term would be 1 sec, 4 times 8.
4 times 8, very good. So 4 times 8. What's that equal to, Mercedes? Mercedes, what is that equal to?
32.
32. Audrey. Audrey, you're thinking out loud. You gotta go to mute. FOIL, that's
I
last.
look at the way it went wrong.
Okay, so let's just make that bigger. And then all you do is just put those together, right? Okay. Now, so you've got 6x to the third, 24x to the second, 8x, 32. So you just put those together and just put them on the line here. So 6x to the third. These are all plus, right? Because you don't see any negative numbers here. So 6x to the third. So let's just put that there. And plus. And what goes next, Mercedes?
24x to the
Yeah,
second.
24x to the second. There we go. 24x to the second.
That's it. Yeah. That's a thing.
And what's next, Mercedes?
8x.
8x. You just copy what we've calculated here. So this is plus 8x. So that's plus. And then 8x. And what's the last one, Mercedes?
32.
32. Plus 32. Plus 32. There we go. That's your answer. All right.
I have to practice it again.
So that's using
The foil.
the FOIL.
I gotta
Right.
practice often.
First, outer, inner, last. FOIL. Any questions? Number 10.
Thank you, miss.
So the more you do these, the more comfortable you become with these, right? But it's a nice, neat way of multiplying expressions in parentheses, all right? Number 11. Where are you, Vanessa? I think you left. Chastity,
I'm here.
you here? Okay.
Yes,
How
I'm
do
right
you
here.
how do you do number 11? I will put this all on another screen. Okay, Vanessa, how do you do number 11? Now you want to take this expression, let's put that here, similar to one you just did, right? And we want to put it here, and we want to say it's equal to, and let's just put our parentheses here, and you tell me what goes in the parentheses.
Okay.
Now there's a rule you follow, and this is a quadratic, right? So for quadratics, a nice, neat way of solving them. And you had a problem at the beginning where I said, give me some two numbers that multiply to give this term and add to give this. So what you want to do is find two terms, you multiply and get 21,
21, yes.
and you add and get a minus 10.
Then,
What are those terms, Vanessa? Let's put an A here and an A here. So
Yes.
what are those terms, Vanessa?
21. You get
What I mean,
21
what are
and
those numbers that
10.
multiply to give you a 21? Same two numbers, add to give you a minus 10. What are they?
True.
2,
True.
2.
Vanessa, you know what they are? Add the two numbers, get minus 10. Multiply those same two numbers and get a 21.
So therefore, are you hearing me, Miss Barbara?
Yes, I hear you.
What do you do to get 21?
What two numbers multiply give you 21?
What two numbers? I know 7, 3, yes.
7
that's it.
and 3, right? And add them. What
And
would
you-
have to be the signs to add them to get a negative 10?
Negative or positive.
Therefore, you have to get a negative 10. Therefore, you have a plus. One is a plus and one is a minus.
No, because the plus 21 is plus, and plus times minus gives you minus.
Mhm.
Negative
Think of
7.
that. You want to get a plus 21.
Or
And you want to
plus
get a
21.
negative, and you want to get a negative 10.
Okay, plus 21. So therefore, you would get plus 21. Therefore, you have a plus 3.
Mhm.
Am I-
Negative 3.
No.
Positive 7 and negative 3.
No,
Mm-mm.
no,
You got negative 7 and negative 3.
that's it. Very good, Vanessa. Negative 7. That goes here.
Mhm.
A minus 7. Let's just bring that parenthesis closer. And a negative 3. Does everybody understand why Vanessa picked those?
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes, why did she pick those?
Negative.
Negative 7 is 21 and negative 7
Why did
is
she
positive
pick a
3.
negative 7 and a negative 3?
Well, 7,
To get
21.
10. to
You're
get
breaking
negative
up. I
10.
don't understand you. Audrey, mute when you're
7.
speaking out loud. When you're thinking out loud. Minus 7 times minus 3 is what, Vanessa? I mean, but Mercedes.
Is that a multiplication? I'm doing make 21.
Minus 7 times a minus 3 equal what? Mercedes, minus 7 times a minus 3.
21.
Chastity, you said 21? That's correct. It's a plus 21.
You can't hear me, Miss Barbara?
No, you break up. What's a minus 7 and a
Add.
minus 3 when you add them, Mercedes? What are they? Minus 7 and a minus 3 gives you what?
21.
No, I said add.
Sorry. Oops, 10.
Plus or minus?
Mm,
Mm,
Minus.
minus.
Minus. A minus 7 and minus 3 gives you a minus 10. A minus 7 times a minus 3 gives you a plus 21. So those are the numbers that goes in parentheses. But they ask you for the roots. And to get the roots, you've got to set each one of these equal to 0.
Mhm.
If the quadratic is 0, then these terms, these expressions are also equal to 0. Okay, so we say a minus 7, let's do this, is equal to 0. So let's just put here equal 0. And then we say a minus 3 equal 0. If a minus 7 is 0, what is a, Mercedes? What is a equal to?
Equal 0. 8 to 7.
A is equal to 7 plus 7, right?
Plus
If
7.
a minus 3 is equal to 0, what is a equal to?
3. Interesting.
Mercedes?
A equal to 3 too.
Equal to 3. So what is your answer?
10.
A.
A. Answer
Oh,
A,
the
B,
answer-
C, D.
okay.
Answer is A, because A is 7 and A is 3.
Okay.
Quadratics have 2 solutions, all right?
They like to bring this in the well, at the time was the task and they did bring it.
What was that, Vanessa?
When I remember when I The task, they like to bring this a lot.
Oh, yes, yes. And they
They
do
say
this,
this,
they
and
do
say
this
this
with
time
the,
zero.
yes, you're right. They do
Yeah.
this with the
It comes
GED
a lot.
too.
Yes.
So you found the expressions and
Oh, yeah, I think
parentheses, but the roots would be when you set them to 0.
Mhm.
A minus 7 is 0, A is a plus 7. A minus 3 is 0, A equal plus 3. So your answer is A. Maureen, go to mute.
Sorry, Miss Barbara.
Questions on number 11.
This is a little bit confusing.
Yep.
Okay. Chastity, what's the confusion?
No, I'm saying it's a little bit hard to do, but you know,
You mean actually finding the terms?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they usually give you numbers. Just
I agree.
most times they just really have one set that matches.
Yes.
Because you think of 21 and how, other than 21 times 1, what two numbers multiply to give you 21?
7 and 3.
Yeah, nothing else, right? And that 7 and 3 adds to give you 10. Minus 7, minus 3, minus 10. So when you have these kinds of problems like this, there's usually only one choice. Now, some of them may have more than one, but in this case, there's only one choice. 7 times 3 is 21. And if they both minus, same sign, plus 21. Add the two negatives, you get a negative. Minus 7, minus 3, minus 10. Got it?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 12. Maureen, are you there? Can you answer? Okay, Audrey. Number 12. Audrey, did you have this one right? I know you had a lot of them right. Audrey, what did you do with
Yeah.
number 12? Did you do number 12?
Number 12.
Now these are now let's make the numerator a quadratic. How could you do that, Audrey? Let me just take this. And I want you to make the numerator a quadratic. How would you do that? How would you make this numerator a quadratic? What would this be equal to?
Numerator. 6.
What could you factor out of this numerator? What do you see common in the numerator? What variable? Audrey?
6.
Variable. 6 is a constant.
Yeah.
What variable do you see that's common in each one of these terms? And you have term 1, term 2, term 3. What variable is common? It's only one variable there. What is it, Audrey?
So it's 60.
What?
I want to see one there.
X.
X is the variable. Remember, variables are from A to Z, right? So if you take the X and factor it out, okay, X times what gives you X to the third, Audrey?
X
Times
third.
what
The-
term gives you X to the third? Chastity, you know?
2 times X. 2X.
No? That's the X times X to the what gives you X to the third?
X.
X, X. X times X.
Chastity?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah, you want to get
Okay,
X
yeah.
to the third, right? and we
X and X and
factored
X.
out the X. So I want to know is when you multiply X by X to a power, what would that power be?
2x.
No, we're talking powers now, exponents.
X to the
Uh,
third.
So
X.
what would it be, Chastity?
X to the, no, it's not the third.
Well, we want to get X to the third. So X times X to what power
X.
gives me X to the third? Remember, you add exponents when you're multiplying.
Mm, I'm not sure. I think it's x to the second power.
That's right. That's it. X to the second. So let's just take this X to the second. Remember, we factor it out the X. So that would be X to the second, because 2 plus 1 would give you 3.
Yeah.
I do
So
that
X to the
surprise, damn,
third
we
would
do.
be X times X to the second,
I
right?
was- Okay.
Now, Mercedes,
Yes, ma'am.
6x to the second. X times what factor gives me 6x to the second?
Okay.
Please repeat that.
Okay,
Yes, the X
remember I'm
times-
taking this term by term. I've got x to the third. Now I'm at 6x to the second. So x is factored out. So x times what term gives me 6x to the second?
3.
What term do I multiply by x to get 6x to the second, Mercedes?
3x. 3x.
Is it one? Miss? 6, 1.
Mercedes?
Can you hear me?
2 times.
Yeah,
3.
what would it be? It would be what?
1.
2. No.
Am I wrong?
You throwing away a 6?
6x.
I said 6, 1, 6
3.
times 1.
Audrey, what would it be?
3x.
3x times x is 3x to the second. I want 6x to
to
the
the second.
second. What would it be, Audrey?
It'd be x to the fifth power.
3x to the
No,
second is 6x. Right?
Is it 2 times 3x? 2?
no, no.
How do I say?
6x to the second. Okay.
Yes.
Let me just put
So you
this.
said
3x
2.
times 2. 3x to the second power. 3x to the second power.
Let me just put this here.
1 is wrong, miss.
You do 2.
Yes, one is wrong.
Period.
Okay, so let me
6x.
just put
3x
6x
to
to
the
the
second
second.
power.
So what I'm asking you, 6x to the second equal. Let me just take that
3x to the
out.
second.
Okay, 6x to the second. I'm asking you, what goes in parentheses? X times,
X and
what goes in parentheses to get if I multiply by x? What goes in parentheses here?
1.
3.
No,
3. I think it's 3. 3x.
no. You throwing away the 6?
Is it 2?
What are you doing with the 6?
3 plus
Probably
6.
6x.
Maureen, what did you say?
6x.
6x, thank you.
Oh yeah, 6x.
6x.
I understand the question.
Let's multiply 1, right? 1 by 6.
Yeah, because x to the 1 and x to the 1 is 1 plus 1 is x to the 2, right?
That's why I keep saying 1 because I figure 1 is.
No, but you're saying 1, but
saying
you're
it
not
wrong
saying
way.
x. No, you've got to say these things right, Mercedes.
Okay.
6x to the second is x times 6x to the first. Because this is a 1 power, this is a 1 power, and 1 plus 1 is 2, and then you've got your 6. You weren't telling me the 6. You cannot throw away these
Oh, I
coefficients.
didn't get the way you said don't show it the 6 because I know the x is 1. So you only need the x in the 6 in there. Oh yeah.
You can't throw away the 6. That's important. That's very important. So x times 6, so this become 6x, right? Now, Mercedes, I want to get 5x. X times what gives me 5x?
Is that
X times what gives 5x?
so that is 5x times x to the
What would it be?
5x
5x times x is 5x squared. I want 5x. What do I multiply x by, Audrey, to get 5x?
1 next.
X
X.
times 5.
Audrey, listen to me. I want to get 5x, and I have the x. So what do I multiply the x by to get 5x?
5.
5. Thank you. Got it?
Yeah.
Mercedes?
That's 5 alone.
5
Why-
alone, because look,
5.
So when I
what's
say
x
5x
times
plus-
x to the second, Mercedes?
X.
Pardon me?
What's x multiplied by x to the second?
X
To X.
to the second power.
To the third.
To the third. Thank you, Chastity. You gotta
Oh, hold a
add
minute.
the
I didn't-
powers.
you know what, Miss Barbara? I didn't hear you properly because her voice came in between.
Okay.
I thought you said X. I didn't hear you say.
No, I
X.
say x times x to the second gives you what, Mercedes?
Sorry, I didn't hear the second. I didn't hear the second.
Okay, so that's 2 plus 1, x to the third. Now, Mercedes, x times 6x give you what?
X times 6x give you 6x to the second power.
Very good. And then x times 5 gives you what?
5x to the 5x.
That's 5x, right? So now we factored out the x. So let's just underline this, because this is a fraction. And then let's just copy this denominator. All right. Now, what's the next step? What's your next step? Anybody?
You put all the like
Vanessa?
signs. Like signs.
No, these are quadratics. Vanessa, you've got to go back and factor these just like we did over here. These are
Oh.
quadratics.
Okay.
These are quadratics. So you've got a 5, 2 numbers, multiply to give you 5, add to give you 6. What are they, Vanessa?
Oh. 3 and 2. Did you get
Multiply to give you 5, add to give you 6.
multiply to give you 5?
5, yes.
Oh, 1 and 5.
1 and 5, because 5 times 1 is 5 and 5 plus 1 is 6. So we
Yeah.
can take this and write it as what? Let's just take this.
Mhm.
These are quadratics, so you got to factor them just like we did our other quadratics. So this would be, okay. So this would be equal to, and Vanessa just gave you the, what goes in the parentheses, x
X
plus
plus, yes.
5
Mhm.
and x plus 1, right?
Yeah.
Everybody following?
Two.
I can see. I can watch it. I can follow
You
it.
multiply 5 times 1 and you get 5. Add 5 and 1 and you get 6.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is And let's not forget we have an X sitting out here. Okay. Now, let's go to our next quadratic, and that's right here. In the parentheses there, you have another quadratic, right? Let's put that there. Okay, so let's just take this and put it underneath here. And Audrey,
I can't see that,
Fact-
so I can't tell you.
let me make it bigger for you.
I can't see right at that one.
Let me make it bigger for you. Okay. Okay. Let me just make it bigger. And then you tell me what goes here for the quadratic. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want you to factor this quadratic in the denominator. What two numbers multiply to give you 2, add to give you 3?
Hey, give me that again. X times 2.
Two
The
numbers
second part.
multiply and get a 2 and add to get a 3. What are the two numbers? Let me just
X
copy
and 2.
this, and let me just copy this.
X and 2.
What it would be? What would it be? Two numbers. You given me a number and a variable, and I said two
Oh,
numbers.
Okay.
Miss Barbara,
Yes.
how do we get what you copy right now? X and parentheses X plus 5.
X plus 5.
That one.
How did we get it?
X times
Yeah.
X plus 2.
Okay. You see the 5 here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And remember, this is like a ax squared plus bx plus c. C is my constant. So I want some number that multiply to give me this constant 5, two numbers, and those same two numbers add to give me a 6. Those two numbers are 5 and 1. 5 times 1 is 5, and 5 plus 1 is 6. Got it?
And then we have X plus 5.
Got it. Thank
Is that clear, Chastity?
Yes.
Now that you know that, now I'm going to the next quadratic. Let's just,
The bottom.
yeah, the bottom ones. Yeah, let me just do this one. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to put parentheses here. And then, Chastity, you tell me what goes in the parentheses. Now okay, so I'll put the X's here, and you just tell me two numbers that multiply to give me 2 and add to give me 3. What are the numbers, Chastity? Multiply the numbers, get 2. Add those same two numbers, get 3. What are they?
1.
Yep, 1 is, okay, 1 is, so that would be X plus 1. That's right, 1. What's the other one?
3.
Plus 2.
No,
Plus 2.
multiply to give you 2, add to give you 3.
Oh, 2.
That's right, very good, plus 2. So you've got your numbers, right? Okay, now you see something in common in your numerator and denominator, right?
Yes.
What do you see in common?
What happened there now?
The
What do you see?
The X, I don't know, the,
No, what expressions are exactly the same in your numerator and your denominator?
X plus 5.
X plus 1.
X plus 1, that's right. So you can mark these out, right? Cross out your X plus 1 and your X plus 1. And what do you get? Now I'll just put this all on the next screen. So you said those are in common. So you can cross out, and I'll just put it here. Cross out X plus 1. All right. Make that bigger. Okay. And what do you have left, Chastity, once you do that? What do you have left?
You have X to the second power.
No, what do you have in the numerator?
Oh, on the top is X.
So you have X times X plus 5, right? So let's just copy that, because the X plus 1. All right. And what do you have in the denominator?
Hold on, Miss Barbara.
Taking out the X plus 1, both places. So what's
Hold on.
left in the
Plus 5,
denominator?
and now it's X plus 2.
X plus 2 and the X to the second power, right? So let's just copy this and take out that X plus 1.
Oh yeah, X to the second power.
Yeah, you can't throw away that. All right. Okay, so X to the 1 comes out. So let's just take that out. And we have X over X times X plus 5 over X to the second times X plus 2. Okay, now we can take the X out of the numerator and an X out of the denominator. What does that leave you with, Chastity? What would that be equal to?
At the top?
Well, I've got an X here and I've got an X in a second. So I can take that X out and I have an X left here because that's X to the second. So what would I have left? X plus 5, right?
X plus 5, yeah.
Or what would I have in the denominator, Chastity?
You will have X plus 2.
Well, you'd have this X, because I
X
took
to the
out
second
just one of
power.
the X, right? No, you took an X out, so that's just leave X.
Oh, it's X only.
Right? So that would be X. And what would that be? What would be left with that?
X plus 2.
Very good, Chastity. Very good. You figured that out. Nice. So that's your answer.
Miss,
Yes.
isn't there a shorter way to do this for drawing?
Not
Mhm.
with quadratics. Quadratics, you got to factor. Got to factor these quadratics. Because remember, the question says simplify this expression.
Okay.
And they are quadratics. So what answer is that? X plus 5 over X times X plus 2, Chastity. What answer is that?
I don't see it.
Okay, let's go
C.
back up here to our
C.
answers. Okay, here we go. Which answer is that? A, B, C, or D?
C.
C, that's right. Very good. So answer is C. Questions?
Got to review this one.
Long way.
You have two quadratics. And there's something in common with those two quadratics. They allow you to simplify. We saw what they were, right? The X plus 1 is both in the quadratic in the numerator and the quadratic in the denominator. Well, you know, once you do these enough, you'll be able to solve them pretty quickly. Because let's look at the 5, right? And I said, two numbers multiply to give you 5 and add to give you 6. Do you know
But
two?
I'm sorry, but how
Yes.
do we know we have to add and then multiply?
Because the rule with quadratics is, this is A. Remember, we had coefficient A, coefficient B, coefficient C. So for some quadratics, the C value, what the two numbers multiplied to give you C, will add to give you B. That's like a quadratic rule for some quadratics.
Okay.
Okay, so the constant, just think of the constant, comes from a multiplication.
Okay.
The X coefficient comes from an addition. But if you could take those same two numbers you multiplied to get the coefficient of your variable value, the one without the square now, okay, then that will give you your numbers. This doesn't always work. Now, sometimes you may have to use a quadratic formula, but the ones we're doing pretty much will work. And usually there's only one set of numbers.
Okay.
Because you think of 5.
Ms.
What two
Barbara,
numbers
excuse me.
multiply to give you 5?
Ms. Barbara, excuse me, I have to leave.
Okay, thank you, Vanessa.
You're most welcome.
Okay,
Okay, bye.
what two numbers multiply to give you 5?
5
Yes.
times
3 and 2.
Multiply, not
Oh, multiply.
add, multiply.
1 and 5.
1 and
Anything else?
no.
That's it. And 5 and 1 adds to give you what?
6.
6.
6. There it is, the 6. So the ones I'm giving you, there's only one possibility. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. So once you do these enough, you'll be able to spot them right away.
Okay.
Just like with the 2, what two numbers multiply to give you 2?
1 and 2.
1 and 2. When you add 1 and 2, what do you get, Chastity?
3.
3. There you go. So when you practice these enough, you'll see they just come right to you. You'll see the math. Trust me, you will. But it comes from practice, right? Which is why I give you practice work. Don't worry, it'll become easier as you do more of them, okay?
Yeah,
It would be like 2 more years, I guess.
No, not 2 years. I guarantee you in a couple of weeks, you'll be getting some of these. You
I mean,
will.
to learn everything about algebra and the rest of the math.
Yeah, but it comes. But I realize that it's not always easy, but you must continually practice. All right.
Yeah.
Number 13, Chastity, what's the answer? Classify by number of terms. How many terms you have?
2.
So what's the answer?
okay.
The I
Chastity, what's the
B.
answer?
is it B?
B, that's correct. Bi is 2, binomial.
Yeah.
What did you say, Mercedes?
What number was that?
He said 8.
13. Monomial is 1 term.
Oh, yeah, and B is
Binomial
2.
is 2, tri is 3.
3.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong.
And we can say polynomial for actually anything more than 1. That refers to all of them.
I was looking at the wrong answer number, miss. I think it's at number 16.
Okay, 13 is binomial. Number 14, what's the degree of the polynomial, Audrey? 14. Audrey?
I didn't do 14.
Audrey?
Like she's muted.
Oh, she's muted. Okay, Mercedes.
I didn't do that
14.
one.
But you still can do it. What is the degree? You can
What
do
is
it
the
right
degree?
now. A and S. What's the degree of this polynomial?
I don't have a clue, miss.
Degree is the power, right?
Oh,
There's no power though.
Yes,
oh.
there is.
Is that 8?
Tell Miss Zero, miss.
Constants is 0. I see something
Two.
other than a constant.
2.
No?
1.
1. Thank you, Maureen.
I
X
could have
is
noticed
to
one.
the 1 power.
You know why I should know this is 1 because of his 17. Oh Lord, I'm looking red at it.
Yeah, it's X to the 1. The power represents the degree. We just went through that. Constant has a power, has a
I gotta
degree
put
of
it in my head.
0.
You just change
X to the 1 means 1 degree. B. Maureen, number 15. What's the greatest common factor for this polynomial expression?
You just
2x.
slide up.
Yes,
You slide up so proceed. Number 16
15.
or 15.
We're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
15.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Maureen, what's the answer for 15?
I had 4 and 3.
You have what?
4,
A, B, C, or D?
I had, let's see,
You got the wrong number.
15, number 15. What's the
I had-
answer?
I had A.
You have A?
Yeah, but probably wrong.
How can you factor 4 out of a 2?
Can you do that one, please?
Oh, I see.
Chastity, you can tell me the
So I
answer.
can
What's the
say,
answer, Chastity?
I'm not sure.
Take a guess.
Oh, I got B.
Hold on. I can't see. It's too small. Hold on.
It's 22, 1.
Maureen, stop talking.
Maureen, stop thinking out loud. So what would it be, Chastity?
I'm not sure.
What number goes into 2, goes into 16, goes into 4?
2.
2.
Okay, now, so you got your 2 right? Now, which X has what lowest power? Chastity?
X4.
Okay, and Y has what?
Y
Y
has
to the 1 in all cases, right? So what would be the answer, Chastity?
D.
What?
Hold on.
You told me X to the 4.
It's B.
That's it. That's the answer.
That's the
You got it.
Oh, you
See,
see.
Chastity, you got it. You said you didn't understand it. You got it.
Until you told me what.
No, but when you look, what number goes into 2, goes into 16, 4. See, Maureen said 4, but 4 doesn't go into 2, Maureen.
Yeah.
You throw away the A. It's got to be a 2. And your lowest X is the power of 4. So now you have X to the 4. You just got your answer, B.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, Mercedes, 16. Polynomial of a degree of 1. Let me bring it down here. What's the answer?
A.
A, that's correct. Very good. Because we just said the quadratic has a 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maureen, which of the following is 0 as a degree?
The previous was answer A. Linear.
Linear is always degree 1.
Okay.
All right. Quadratic is 2. Cubic is 3. Okay.
Okay. And the quantic is
I put my answer as B.
Quantic is, I don't really know that one. I don't even know if it's sort of our,
all right.
quantic. Well, it's something over 3. Let's put it that way. It's more
Okay.
than 3. Okay.
Degree of which of the following is 0.
0. What would you say, Chastity? What did I say was a 0 degree?
Linear?
No. Linear is a 1.
A
No,
zero?
degree 1 is linear. What always has a degree of 0? Always. Constants. So what's the constant here, Chastity?
Y?
Y is a variable. A to Z are variables. What's the constant, Chastity?
15?
That's it. B.
B.
Remember, variables are A through Z.
Okay. The
Constants are numbers. And numbers have 0 degree.
Okay, got it.
Got it?
Yes.
Yes, numbers have 0 degree. So the answer is B. Okay, let's go to 18. Now, I gave you factoring and I left something out. And I wanted you to tell me what goes in the parentheses. Mercedes, what's the answer?
Miss. The answer is what? The answer I chose was A. I may be wrong, because I'll keep on have a fight with the sign.
5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times minus 8 is minus 40x, and that is correct.
I'm correct?
Yes,
Wow, I can't believe it.
yes, that's it. Because when you multiply x minus 8 times 5x, multiply by each term, 5x times x is 5x squared, right? X to the 1 plus, where you have a 1 plus 1 is 2, and then a minus 8 times 5x give you a minus 40x.
I do this
Answer
about
A.
3 times round, miss.
You
I
did?
did 3 times set before I could decide on the answer.
Okay, that's the answer. A. Everyone get that one? Maureen, you got that one?
Yeah,
Okay. Audrey, number 19. Audrey,
This is where I stop.
Audrey, you're on mute. Latoya, are you there?
You're so quiet, so you're sleeping.
Latoya is there. Latoya, how do you do number 19? Latoya got this one right, the bonus.
Mm.
Latoya, how do you do number 19? Latoya,
Number 19, I know. T plus T to the second plus T
Fall
plus
asleep.
Latoya,
it's 16.
Latoya, where are you?
What's he moving?
Get quiet.
Latoya? She
Okay,
starts
she's
off
on.
at work and then she gets off work and then she goes home.
Hello?
She
Can
might
I
be-
hear me?
Yes, Latoya, how do you do number 19? Factoring by grouping.
I've been saying hello.
What, I'm sorry?
I'm looking for my sheet. That's why. I'm looking for my sheet that I do it on.
Hi,
You don't need the sheet. You know how to do this, Latoya. You
Look at
don't
the
need
screen.
this.
Square plus 10 plus 16. I combine terms.
Okay.
You
Now,
can hear me?
yeah, I
My
hear
phone
you.
doesn't pick up. Where am I? Oof,
Okay.
too
All
much
right.
headache.
Hear you.
So Latoya, tell us how you did it.
I said t squared plus 10t plus 16. And then I said 10 square, hear me, sorry, t square plus 8t plus 2t plus 16.
No, Latoya, that's not how you did it.
That's how I do it my way. how I
Wait, well,
thought.
okay, tell me how you did it. Go ahead.
That's what I'm telling you. That's how I did it for real.
Okay.
Go
I said,
slowly.
I write out the problem, t square plus 8 square plus 2 square plus 16. That's the original problem.
Okay. All right,
Then I
Latoya.
said,
All right.
t squared plus
Wait,
10,
just a
t plus
minute.
16.
Just
you
a
just
minute.
said all the numbers.
Let me write what you have here. Okay. Okay, so Latoya, tell me what you have.
I
Slowly.
said the original problem. Then I said t squared plus 10 plus 16. 8 plus 2 is 10.
Wait, just a minute. Plus 10, plus 10t.
No, 8 plus 2. The 8 plus 2 is 10. 8t plus
10T.
2t, sorry. 8t plus 2t
Well,
is 10t
10
plus
That-
16.
wait just a minute. 'cause you
Latoya,
ju-
go slowly.
10t. Okay. Latoya. 10t.
Because my phone is not really, she's not hearing me.
We can hear you loud and clear, but go slowly.
Okay. Okay, so Latoya, this is what you had. You combine your two t's, 8t and 2t, and you got 10t, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
plus
so-
16.
Okay, so what did you do next?
Yeah, that part.
Yes.
You had that part, right? Because I'm not seeing it. That's why I don't know where you're at.
Okay. So I've got
I'm
the
not seeing
t
it.
squared plus 10t plus 16. So what did you do next?
So I put the t outside. I put the t outside, the parentheses. And then I said t plus 8 plus 2t plus 8. That's how I do it my way, to understand.
Wait, just a minute.
T,
Wait, so you put a t outside, and what
Yeah,
did you
for
have
the
in
t square.
parentheses? And what did you
t
have in
plus
parentheses?
8. T plus 8.
But you say I have a 10 here. Wait, Latoya, you have a
T
10.
squared. T parentheses. T plus 8 plus 2t plus 8. I think I turn it around the other way.
No, but you added 8t and 2t and you got 10t.
So
So
it's t plus 8 in the parentheses and t plus 2.
Wrote down
So-
the
That
first
give you
part of what
t
you
squared
said.
plus 10.
Just a
God.
minute, Latoya. What is in parentheses after the t?
T plus 8. Remember the t square right here is t plus 8 plus 2t plus 8. And it will give you the whole problem back. It will give you your answer. You understand?
Tell me what you have in parentheses.
T plus 8.
Okay, so t plus 8 plus
Yes,
what?
plus parentheses.
Okay, so t times t plus 8, you close your parentheses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the other part was 2 outside plus
Okay,
t plus 2.
okay, so now you have 2 outside and t.
T plus
Okay.
2. This one give me a hard time because I'm used to x.
So you have t plus, that's a t
T
plus
square.
8. This is a t plus 8, not a 2.
Yeah, t plus 8. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Up at
And
the
then,
top, I'm looking at the
okay,
wrong
all
thing.
right. And then you combine the t plus 2. So let's just put that in parentheses, t plus 2. And then the t plus 8, right?
Plus 8.
Okay.
Yeah. I take like 15 minutes to do this one. Oh,
You
it was
did?
a pain.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm
And-
used to X. I don't used to other letters of the
It doesn't
alphabet.
matter, A to Z. Okay, so that matches what, which one? D?
D.
Okay, so answer, okay, answer D.
I turn mine around. Mine was
Okay.
T plus 8 and T plus
Okay.
2.
All right.
So that's easier way to do it than the way you do it, Miss Barbara?
Actually, Latoya did it probably easier than I would have done it. I mean,
Okay,
I
it's
grouped
easier.
them. Okay. Well, it's nice. That's why I wanted Latoya to do it, because it's nice to know more than one way of doing it.
That's good. I mean,
Okay.
that's-
All
that's
right.
true.
So I'll show you what I did, and this is what Latoya did, and this is perfectly fine. Notice she took her t squared plus, she added 8 and 2 10. She didn't really have to do that because she broke it up into 8 and 2. And that's for the 10, right? So she took her t, factored out the t times t is t squared, and that's plus 8t. And then she had 2 times t plus 8. That's 2t plus 16. So the 8t and the 2t adds up to her 10t. You got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's a way of doing it, and that's perfectly fine. Let me just show you how I did it with grouping. And what I did, and it's nice to break them up like Latoya did, but if you don't understand that as well, what you can do is just take 2 groups. Take first group, second group. So you take this group, that's why it's called grouping,
Oh,
and you put it here, okay?
oh, it's called grouping.
Yeah, that's what it's called, by the grouping method. And I gave you a procedure, right? And then you take the 2t plus 16. So those are your 2 groups.
Yes.
And you factor each one separate. Okay. Now, what does this factor into, Latoya? I'm not Latoya, I'm sorry, Chastity. What does that factor into?
Um,
I'll get you started. T times what?
That- T times
T times what gives t to the second? Just another t, right?
C plus
And then plus what? I want to get 8t. So t times what gives 8t?
not sure.
8.
8?
8 times t is 8t,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh
Got
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay. Then let's go here and factor. How can we factor here? What number goes in the 2 and goes in the 16?
Just by listening. Because I can't see nothing.
What number divides into 2 and also divides into 16?
2.
2. So we can take the 2 out. And 2 times t is 2t. 2 times 8 is 16. And now we have t plus 2 times t plus 8. Same answer. So t plus 2 times t plus 8. Same answer. That's why it's called grouping. I grouped it. I took,
So one give you 10 and one give you 16.
yeah, I took this original problem and broke it up into t plus 8t, t squared plus 8t, and 2t plus 6. Those are my 2 groups. All right, like this is, let's do this. Okay. Like I say, this is a group. And this is a group.
Okay.
That's why it's called the grouping method. Okay. So I said, let me take this group. Okay. Who's rattling paper? That you, Audrey?
Yeah, that was me because I can't see until just barely listening.
Okay. All right. Let me, well, okay, let me make this bigger.
Shit. My eyes all evening with the same. Doesn't make sense.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Audrey, can you see now? Can you see
Yeah,
this?
I can see now.
Okay. So I have t, 2t plus, I just broke it up into 2 groups. All right. So I took these 2 groups separately and factored them. So let me just copy this. Okay, so I say, let me factor this first group and then factor the second group. Okay, so let me just put that there. Okay, now, so we factor this first group. Let me just factor that. Say equal to, and take the t out and factor. And what do you have left? You have t plus 8. You follow me?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, then I took this other 2t plus 16 and factored that into a group, right? And that means I take the 2 out, and what I have left is t plus 8. That's why it's called grouping. Just take the two groups and factor them separate, right? Now, you see t plus 8 in both of these, right? And this is a t plus 2. So you just put those two together, you'd have t plus 2 times t plus 8. I'll make it bigger, Audrey. Okay, and that would be your answer. Got it?
Mhm.
So it's called grouping because since you have them all together, but you don't have to leave them like that. You can just break them up into two groups and then factor them separate. And when you do that, you'll see they'll have a factor in common. And you don't have to repeat that because you have t plus 8 and t plus 8. So now you combine the t and the 2, t plus 2, and then the times the t plus 8. Questions?
No.
Everybody followed? Mercedes, you follow
Yes.
that?
Yeah, I'm following.
Yeah, just take your polynomial, break it up into two groups, factor them separately, and you'll have some factor in common with the two groups. So you don't have to repeat it. You just say t plus 2 and then times t plus 8. And that's it. Questions?
No, thank you, miss.
Okay, now let's go to. Okay. All right, now we at number 20. Audrey, what's the degree on this one? I'm gonna make it bigger so you can see it. Number 20, what's the degree?
Which one is that?
Number 20.
20? I think I do that wrong.
Yeah, what's the degree of this polynomial? Remember, you add up the powers on the
Eight.
variables. What is it, Audrey?
8? Number three.
What alphabet are you saying?
Huh?
What answer are you saying? What's the answer?
I says, oh my gosh. My answer was D that I had. And it was wrong.
Yeah, I know, but what's the answer now? What do you think the answer is now? Which term has the highest power?
X.
No.
So I think
which
it's 3.
term?
C. I think the answer is C.
Why C, Audrey?
She says which term has the highest power?
Yeah. What's the degree? Yeah, see, there's a term, there's a term, there's a term, there's a term. There are 4 terms. Which one has the highest power? Which term?
6x to the 3rd.
Yeah, this one, because you have a 3 and a 1, right? There's
Right.
a 1
yeah.
there. So what's the total, Audrey?
3.
3 plus 1 is 1?
3 plus 1 is 4.
Right, you have a 3 on the X here and a 1 on the Y.
Well, the Y
So
is
that's a
right at
4.
it,
So the
yeah, the
answer
Y,
is
the X, Y is
A.
4. Yeah.
Got it? Not
Yeah.
3 now, because 5x to the third, but you have one term that's higher because it has a 3 and then a 1 on the
And then
Y.
I didn't see
So
that
you
Y. I didn't see
add
that
up the
Y.
terms on all the variables in the term.
Mm.
Add up the powers on all the variables in the term. And here you have an X and a Y that adds up to 3
Yes,
plus
that's why I
1
didn't see that
is
Y
4. You got it?
You know, I had a Miss Barbara and I put C on the paper and said,
I'm sure you did. When I saw that, I said, now what happened to Latoya?
oh,
That's the
God.
only one you missed. That's really the only one you missed. Yes.
Because I
How do you,
put A on the paper that I work on. I put C.
how would you,
Oh,
I don't know how to do that one.
Funny.
what's the question?
I'm confused on that one.
Okay, let's go back through it. Let's go back through it, Chastity. Now, remember the degree is when you add up the exponents on your powers. I mean, you add up the exponents on your terms. So term 1 has a 3, right?
Okay.
Term 2 has a 3 plus a 1. That's 4. Term 3 has a 2. 8 is a constant. That's 0. So you have a 0, you have a 2, you have a 4, and you have a 3. So the degree of the polynomial is the highest, and that's 3 plus 1 is 4. Got it?
Oh, okay, got it now. Yeah. I
Got
was
it?
wondering how you get 4 on the second group.
Yes,
like the
because
X and
the
Y.
Y has a 1 here.
Yes.
Remember, that's the default. When you don't see a power, it's a 1.
Yes.
So 1 plus 3 will give you 4.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Any
looking at it now,
questions? Audrey, you won't miss one like that again, right?
I
Is that
didn't look
safe?
at it that way.
Oh, you didn't look at it. Well, you got to add up. Remember, Audrey, you got to add up the powers on all your variables. Knowing your lowest is always your constant. That's a 0. No matter if it's 100 or 1,000, it's still a 0. Okay. Now
Okay.
let's go to our word problems. Okay. And I'll go to the next, and then we'll make this bigger. Okay, make this bigger. Okay. Audrey, can you see it?
Huh?
Can you see this word problem?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The length is 2x minus 3. Let's just underline. The width is x minus 1. All right. How do you find area, Maureen, of a rectangle? What's the formula?
Of all
Maureen?
the size, yeah, add up all the size.
No, I didn't say
The
perimeter.
perimeter.
I said area. What's the formula for area of a rectangle, Maureen?
Length and length,
That's what?
length plus width.
No.
Times.
Length times width.
Times width, yeah.
Length times width.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I was saying plus. I know. It's the
Okay.
length.
Okay,
multiplied by
length
the
times
times
width.
width.
Okay, so area is length times width.
width.
Okay, so the length multiplied by the width to give you the answer. So the length is what, Mercedes? What's the length?
The length is 2x.
Okay, so 2x minus 3. Okay, the width is what?
X minus
X minus
And that's
1.
one.
Okay, so use your FOIL. Chastity, use your FOIL. Tell me what you get. Use your FOIL here, right? First, outer,
Mhm.
inner, last. So
Okay.
multiply that out. Tell me what you get.
2x minus
What do you get, Chastity?
6x,
X. What is this one?
right?
No.
Mm,
You've got to do
mm,
FOIL. First,
Oh,
second.
2x
outer,
x.
inner, last.
Second.
Okay,
So what do you get when you multiply your first two values?
2x minus x.
No, multiply.
Oh,
2X.
2x
2x times x.
Times
That's your first one. So what's
Next to
2x
the
times
second.
x?
2.
2x
2x
times x, add the powers, what do you get?
2x to the second power.
That's it, 2x to the second power. So let's put our 2 here.
Next to the
All
two.
right, now that's your first, right?
Next to the
Yeah.
two.
Now, outer, what are your outer
Okay.
terms?
So next to the one.
Minus 3.
That's an inner term.
2X.
Oh,
Your,
the
your
outer.
outer are your 2x and your minus 1. What does that give you?
2.
multiply.
What's a 2x times a minus 1?
X minus. That's 1x.
Oh, it's multiplication. What's 2 times 1?
2.
So what's 2x times a minus 1? 2x times a minus 1. Plus times minus give minus. Unlike signs multiply to give you a negative. So you get a negative what?
Negative 1.
2
Negative
times
2.
1 is what?
It's 2.
2.
And what are you going to do with your x? Can't throw it away.
X.
X1.
No.
Oh,
2x
Add it.
times,
3.
what is it? 2x times a minus 1. What is it, Maureen?
Minus X1.
No,
2 minus 2.
you're throwing away your x.
Well,
2x times a
Minus-
minus 1 is what?
minus 2x.
Minus 2x. Can't throw away these variables. You can't throw away the constants. So 2x times minus 1 gives you a minus 2x. Okay, so you got first, outer. Now, what are your inner, Chastity? What are your inner values?
It's like 3
Yeah.
Minus 3.
minus 3
Yeah.
x.
So what would that be? Minus 3 times x gives you what?
3x.
Minus times plus gives what?
Minus and plus.
Minus times plus gives you what sign?
Negative.
Negative, that's right. So it'll be a minus 3x. Now your last terms are your minus 3 and your minus 1. What does that give you? What's a minus 3 times a minus 1, Chastity?
Minus 3 and minus 1.
Multiplied. Like signs multiply to
That,
give you
um,
positive.
Positive 3.
That's it. Very good. Positive 3, because a minus 3 and a minus 1 are like signs. So minus 3 times a minus 1 gives you a plus 3. Now we can combine those x's. So what do we get, Chastity, when we combine the x? Just take this 2x the second. So what's a minus 2x and a minus 3x? What does that give you? Add the two negatives. What do you get, Chastity? What's a minus 2x and a minus 3x?
0, 5x
That's it, minus 5x
minus
and plus 3. Okay. Now, what does that match? Answer A, B, or C.
oh, it's already and
Here you go. 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. What is it, Audrey?
2x squared. A.
Hey, that's right. Very good. Notice how you use the FOIL. First, 2x times x. Outer, 2x times minus 1. Inner, minus 3 times x. Last, minus 3 times minus 1. And let's combine your like terms. You've got minus 2x and minus 3x gives you minus 5x. So your answer is 2x to the second minus 5x plus 3. Questions?
Review.
Okay. Mercedes, you followed?
Yes. just keep
Remember
on.
area, don't get area and perimeter mixed up. Area is a square unit. Perimeter is linear. Like perimeter might give you feet, but area would give you square feet. Or if it were yards, yards, square yards, meters, meters, square meters. Now we've just got one more we want to do. Now, this was a setup. You didn't have to, well, the second part was bonus you could solve, but revenue, quantity sold times price. Now, the quantity sold is right here. That's the quantity. That's the sold, number of tablets sold. The price was 3t squared plus 3t plus 36. Right? So the revenue I said is quantity sold times the price. So all you had to do was take the 7t plus 25. All right, let's put it in here. And multiply that by the price per tablet. So that would be, let's put this into parentheses. And multiply that by the price per tablet. Let's just put that here. And that would be your setup. You could have left it just like that, or you could have multiplied it out. Okay. So that would have been your setup, right? Revenue, quantity sold times the price. Got it? Now, you could have taken it a step further and multiplied it out, but you didn't have to. You could leave it just like this. That's the revenue. Quantity sold times the price. So you write your setup expression. Now, the last part is finding the total amount of the revenue. How do you find that?
It matches what you want.
What is T? The number of months in a year, right?
So
And how many months are in a year?
12.
12. So you just take the 12 and substitute the 12 in for the T and then calculate it. Substitute
we take what,
12 for T.
just a T and leave the 7 there.
Yeah, The T is in the setup. So you substitute the 12 for the T and then calculate. And you should have gotten, let me show you what the answer is. You should have gotten, let's see, 52,168. Okay, this would have been your answer for your revenue. Let's just put that here. And 52,168. That would have been your bonus 10 points. So wherever you see a T, put a 12. So you got to put 7 times 12. You've got to square the T. 12 times 12, 144. 3 times T, 3 times 12 is 36. And once you put those numbers in, multiply them out, and you get 52,168. Questions?
What you do, miss? You use 12 to multiply all the numbers and then add them together?
No. Wherever you see a T,
A T, okay. You multiply by 12?
let me just, wherever you see a T, you put a 12.
Oh. Right.
Audrey, you got it?
Right.
Wherever you see a T, you put a 12. So
Like
you
right
put
in front of the
7
seven.
times 12,
Oh,
12 square, and 3 times 12. Now you got all numbers. Add them up, multiply, and you get 52,168. Questions? But I gave you the formula for revenue. I say quantity sold times the price.
She said
I
Mercedes
gave
7
you
to
the
12.
number sold, 70 plus
Tablet.
25, and I gave you the price per tablet. That's the price. So all you had to do was put those multiplied, and that's your revenue.
you get time to read.
Questions on that word problem? Audrey, did you try that one?
I don't know I had to multiply it, but I didn't do it because I didn't have enough time. I had to leave.
Okay, but
Trying to
see,
get the-
but
trying to-
Audrey, remember, I gave you the revenue formula, quantity sold times the price. I gave you the number of tablets, that's the quantity, that's the number sold. And I gave you the price per tablet. So you just put those in that formula, and that's your setup. Got it?
Yeah, but I didn't do that. I quickly leave. I rushed them and I quickly leave
Okay.
the house, and I get my like 10 something to 10
Yeah.
after 10:30.
Important thing about word problems, you got to pick out. Well, look at what you tried to
It's a
find.
math
and-
something. You can't rush it. That's the thing, and I just have to be on the go.
Yeah, I can understand it, Audrey. I can understand. Any questions
Yeah,
on
you gotta
how
focus
you
on
do
math.
the setup here? It's like if I gave you area length times width. If I give you the area, I mean the length, the width, you just put it in and solve for the area. Here, you solve it for revenue. Except I didn't ask you to solve it. I asked you to put it in the setup. And then the second part was then to solve it. Solve it, you have to put the 12 months in a year for the T, and then you can solve it. Any questions?
No.
Okay, now, okay, we didn't get to, I wanted to get to division of polynomials, but that's okay. I'll probably just give you some factoring for homework.
Give us an example.
Any questions on anything we've gone over?
Just thinking about the last,
Questions, Mercedes?
just thinking about the last one that you did.
This one right here?
Yes, I don't think I get it good.
Oh,
it's okay,
quantity. Do you understand how
review-
we set it up?
Sort of, yes.
Well,
Moving-
quantity sold is the number of tablets. And they gave you that 7T plus 25.
What I will do, Miss, I will review the recording.
Okay, all right. And then the price per tablet. See, if you know the cost of one tablet and you know how many tablets you sold, then multiplication of number of tablets times the price for one tablet gives you your total revenue. Got it? That's why we multiply. Mercedes, is that clearer on the
Yes.
revenue?
Yes, yes. I was still
Yeah,
with you.
Mercedes, if you were selling bracelets, say, right?
Yeah.
And your bracelets, you sold 50 bracelets. And you sold them at $5 each. What's your revenue?
I sell them at, it's 50 I have.
Yes, you sold them at $5 each. What's your revenue?
I revenue, $220, $50,
How much?
$250,
$250. How did you get that?
multiply
Multiply what?
5 by 50.
You multiply
by
the number of bracelets by
less
the
by
price of
50.
each bracelet sold. And that's what you're doing here, except you have polynomial expressions for those.
Okay,
Okay, we have polynomial expressions for how many we sold and at what price we sold them.
okay.
But what I just gave you about the bracelets is really the same principle, except I gave you numbers. Here, I'm giving you polynomial expressions. Got it? Does that make more sense now, Mercedes?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank-
So that's how you set it up. And there's the formula. And then to find the amount, like I said, you have to use the 12 for the number of months in a year and plug in the 12 wherever you see the T, and you'll get all numbers, add them, multiply, and then, because you do, remember Pebnas, do parentheses first, and then do multiplication.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll stop here. And your homework will basically be on some of the things we just went over, because we didn't get into the division of polynomials, but you will have some factoring. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'll say so long to everybody.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Miss
Have a good
Barbara.